way we go to school, go to school, go to school. This is the way we go to school on a cold and frosty morning. This is the way we use our phones, use our phones, use our phones. This is the way we use our phones on a cold and frosty morning.
This is the way we dose ourselves, dose ourselves, dose ourselves. This is the way we dose ourselves with microwave radiation. This is the way the tumour grows, tumour grows, tumour grows. This is the way the tumour grows, time to leave the warning.
On the 17th of July 2019, my cameraman and I travelled to Gateshead in the northeast of England in order to verify if fifth generation technology was being rolled out in the area and discover any impacts on the local residents and wildlife. The Angel of the North looms over the city of Gateshead. And is this a portent of good or an omen of evil for today? This technology has its origins in military hardware, and the same frequencies associated today on Civvy Street have been used with pulse radar for crowd dispersal and to disable pirates in Somalia. Today, many well-reputed physicians and academic researchers have declared this technology to be totally unsafe for all life forms. Dr. Martin L. Powell, PhD of biochemistry at Washington State University, says it in layman terms. Putting in tens of millions of 5G antennae without a single biological test of safety has got to be about the stupidest idea anyone has had in the history of the world. Whilst Dr. Marin Blank from Columbia University's Department of Physiology has said, we have created something that is harming us and is getting out of control. Before Edison's light bulb, there was very little electromagnetic radiation in our environment. Putting it bluntly, they are damaging the living cells in our bodies and killing many of us prematurely. All life is bioelectrically sensitive, and our pulse resonates with the natural frequency of planet Earth, as proven by the Schumann resonance. So how and why could we not be affected? Public Health England and its regulatory body, ICNIRP, still implement guidelines set in the 1990s based only on thermal radiation. And they don't even guarantee their own correctness, whilst Public Health England admits themselves that the new LED streetlights could damage eyesight, affect the circadian rhythms, linked to reduced melatonin levels, which are known to increase the risk of cancer. The guidelines themselves are so liberal, as if the speed limit was set to drive at 1,000 miles per hour on a school road. And as people are falling sick well below these levels, how indeed could this be working? Mark Steele, a chief technology officer of a successful motorbike business and former weapons expert who understands the implications of such technologies from his own experience, and his colleague Lee, whose families are both victims and ardent campaigners, took us on a whirlwind tour to see the picture unfolding today. We hit the streets where we saw huge LED masts have been erected with technology associated with 5G in many of the local neighbourhoods adjacent to the bedrooms, and were emitting pulse lights 24/7, even on bright sunny days, with a constant high-pitched tone. In the vicinity of the masts, some healthy trees have noticeably been culled, while others displayed signs of decay, with huge strips of bark simply dropping off. There were no signs of insect or bird life, and local residents spoke to us of episodes of nosebleeds, headaches, nausea, incidents of depression since erection of these masts. On a side note, as soon as we arrived into Gateshead, the air seemed to be heavy, as if our heads were in a vice-like grip. An invisible smog was in the air, it seemed, something I'd never felt like before.
The movement was begun 8 months ago by a small group of scientists who discovered quite by accident, the signals being sent through...
Thing's giving me a headache.
Yeah, tell me about it. Must took the hackers months to figure out how to do this.
The poor and the underclass are growing. Racial justice and human rights are non-existent. They have created a repressive society, and we are their unwitting accomplices. Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness. We have been lulled into a trance. They have made us indifferent to ourselves, to others. We are focused only on our own gain.
This is the tip of the iceberg, according to Mark Steele and reputed scientists. Gateshead Council, whose strategic director has formal links to 2 telecom companies with a vested interest in 5G, denied a rollout using its residents as guinea pigs in the area.
This chap,
Mr. Mike Barker,
Yeah.
the strategic director of Gateshead Council.
he is a director and a secretary in 2 companies that are 5G connected.
And even tried to invoke a gagging order against Mark despite him providing clear evidence to the contrary.
In the first case, it was shown that the equipment they had fitted was 5G. The judge made a ruling that they had to debate the 5G risk. They decided that they still haven't got 5G, and that's why they don't need to debate it. That's their position.
With an experiment of such a kind, they are in direct contravention of the Nuremberg Code of Public Consultation and Sufficient Safety Testing. In the landmark case, the judge refused to silence Mark, stating the public have a right to know, and the council were forced to pay £11,000 in court fees.
Microwave radiation are 120 of the expert scientists from around the world who have recently wrote and implored the United Nations, implored the EU to stop 5G rollout. This technology is most certainly 5G rollout.
Yet this has not stopped the council accusing Mark of using verbal threats against the councillors, and they have slandered both their names in the public sphere. These campaigners have not been stopped in their tracks, and if anything, they are more determined to speak out today. On the same day we were in Gateshead, Mark took us to the council house, and we served a legal notice to Gateshead Council regarding their denial of the 5G rollout. Mark was simply exercising his human rights. Held our ground, as you will see from the following footage.
It's a civil procedure. You get somebody to come down here to accept this notice of this notification letter. Oh, absolutely. The laws that they're broken, rolling in this technology out in COVID, in secret, in breach of parliamentary laws, public consultation. I mean, the rollout, a lighting system, optical radiation is a known hazard. We'll see them in court. Let's see them try and defend ourselves in a court of law.
On arrival, the reception desk refused to acknowledge us, refused to provide a representative, and even threatened to call the police.
Oh, you do know what they're doing now, don't you? If nobody comes to ring the police. This is what's happening now. The police are on the way. They'll be coming. That's what's happening now. The police will come to move with. That's what's going to happen. That's what they done to me last time. They told us. That's what they done. They told us.
So what, they go away and then the police...
Tell us that someone's coming now. They'll tell you someone's coming. No one's coming down. They're just waiting for the police to come.
So it seems accordingly that what they're saying is they're going to go away, the reception team, and someone's coming downstairs from the legal team to meet us. But the implication is, in actual reality, there's no one coming down, but they've called the police, and the police will come and present themselves because we only want to present to the legal team. What is this, Mark?
The crime. They've committed a crime on the people, right? And what happened now? They're running for the hills. Get them down here and get them served with this document. It's a legal document. Well, why? What they're frightened of?
I don't want to receive it.
This is Gateshead Council hiding, right? Hiding behind the council. This is them hiding, right? This is unbelievable. This is a local authority paid for, ratepayers, paying for this to cover up. They're frightened to come down and accept a legal document, to receive a legal document, right? They won't receive it. So they can see it's been disappeared. This is Gateshead Council acting illegally and unlawfully once again. covering up absolute
crime.
deplorable,
That's all they do.
That is a legal document, and they're obliged to accept it. What actually happened, the stood up in court and said I went to attack this man, right? That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case, right? So showing it in court. Fortunately, somebody in the gallery actually videotaped the chief executive, right, making it so that the judge even had to see it. Where did Mr. Steele go for you? Yeah. It was a total fabrication, and you're still in charge in this building, right? It's the same as the mayor. Right, standing up in court, right, and actually making false allegations against me. Is anybody from the legal team coming down to be presented with a legal document so we can get it in public and show the crime that has been committed on the people at Gateshead?
Anyone from Gateshead Council coming down? Anyone from the legal department? Anybody coming?
Mike Barker, where are you?
Finally, we've made an appeal. The guys are asking just for someone to come down and accept a legal document, which is a statutory right of a citizen of the UK and of obviously a parisher, someone who is from the council of Gateshead, and yet no one's coming down to accept that document. So you decide for yourself. The real reason for the attack on Mark, in conjunction with his outspokenness and his willingness to declare his belief that these new technologies pose a sincere and severe risk to the health of the people and the life of the communities. And also his willingness and desire to inform the local people and beyond of the current prevailing situation, and to make sure that the authorities are aware of his claims and are required to be active in their response to dealing with these issues he's raising.
They're panicking for some particular reason, aren't they? They don't want to be served. So they don't want to be served with a legal document.
Do you want to come down?
And how long is it since 5G was introduced as a rollout trial period into the Gateshead area?
5G, they started from the earliest evidence we've had. 5G was started to be rolled out in 2011. It started being rolled out in Gateshead from what we were aware 2013. That's when we started seeing significant increases in cancer, stroke, heart attacks, all in the Gateshead area, all particularly the Gateshead when this technology got rolled out. And we've got a total massive cover-up. You see, this is the type of cover-up you've got going on in a council where the reception has had to leave that desk widespread. Look at this, I mean, it's unbelievable.
The chaps are now serving the letter to Mike Barker.
Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.
They're pulling the water out of the sand.
So let us, the people, decide. Are we going to be proactive to shape the future of the next generation, just as Mark and Lee are willingly doing today, putting their lives on the line, it seems, from the slander and the attacks upon them? Or are we going to sit back and accept the rhetoric being fed to us by the institutions we have come to trust? What is the decision that you are going to make today? Because indeed, we can make the difference, just as a small seed grows into an oak tree that can split open a rock. We, as individuals, if we come together, can make a difference today for tomorrow's next generation.
We talked, what are we? We're pioneer scientists here. This is like a sort of experiment that it's really hard to find anything like it. So this is like pretty groundbreaking stuff. We're gonna grow some plants inside of there, one of them without Wi-Fi signal, one of them with Wi-Fi signal. They're called Faraday cages. So one of them will be putting out radiation where the other one is not gonna be doing that.
I don't think anything's gonna happen. I don't really know.
I don't know, because it's just like this plastic thing with technology in it. But like, we don't know if that will affect the plant.
I don't really feel like radiation affects me in any way, so I don't feel like it's gonna affect another living thing like a plant.
One of the things that we say to people is we're not saying don't use the Wi-Fi. Certainly don't have the Wi-Fi near your bed, near where you study or your kids study all day or do homework, and turn it off at night. So go to Canadian Tire, buy a timer that you plug in your lamp, and plug your router into that. So when you go to bed at night, your Wi-Fi is turned off and your body gets a chance particularly for young children, it's growing in an environment where it's not stressed out by the Wi-Fi.
Given the fact that you have been part of this research, looking over all of these studies, do you have Wi-Fi in your house?
No, I've been in the technology industry all my life, and I've never had Wi-Fi.
Because?
I just didn't feel it was right. I didn't feel it was safe. And my wife has been very actually forceful about not having that. Now, you can run a longer wire. It's a bit annoying. I don't have my cell phone. Never put it to my head. I don't put it in my pocket. We've removed the portable phones from our homes. Baby monitors are another no-no. That's like if I talk to young moms and say, would you put a microwave oven in your child's bedroom and turn it on all night? Well, of course you wouldn't. Well, the radiation from that baby monitor is actually more than a microwave oven with the door closed. Well, the radiation from that baby monitor is actually more than a microwave oven with the door closed.
It blew my mind that the Wi-Fi off, like, the plants are growing.
Yeah.
But Wi-Fi on, the plants are growing. So I think that when the Wi-Fi's on, it's affecting the world, like affecting the whole entire world.
What are people's arguments against our results going to be?
The Wi-Fi on might have dried out all of the water from the seedlings.
The heat will evaporate the water that's in the plant.
The FCC doesn't say anywhere that Wi-Fi and radiation is harmful to people.
Does Wi-Fi kill plants? Or other living things?
First thing I would look up is what else can it hurt?
What?
Our brain, our arms, our legs. Does Wi-Fi hurt our body physically and mentally? Could it affect your sperm count and decrease population?
What?
Hi everybody. Well, we're in 2020 and this absolutely has to be our year. Alright, so what I'm going to say to people, very, very important, share this video. Don't just share it once, keep on sharing it, keep it there somewhere, whether you can send it out in an email, you can send it to somebody. They must listen to this, must. We're going to save enough people, right? We're going to get this crime stopped. It's absolutely imperative that more people wake up. And they are waking up. You are waking up. All over, people are starting to get this. Alright, they're really starting to understand what's going on. You only have to have a small look at the technicalities to understand what's going on and the science. Now, obviously, a lot of people will have seen the video the other day where the police came to my home looking for some evidence, because obviously I've been gathering evidence in relation to the crime that's been committed against the people here in Gateshead. Now, I did a breakdown of that evidence, a weapon system, and for some inexplicable reason they've come knocking to my door when really the police should be doing the investigation themselves. It's up to them. They've had several complaints, a significant number of complaints of assault, nosebleeds, people with skin problems, people with breathing problems, and basically they've had complaints of genocide. They've had several complaints of people complaining about genocide committed upon the people here in Gateshead, and obviously they're not acting. Now, that's a bit strange. Why the police not want to uphold the law? Bit bizarre. And because of that, I've got an IUPC case against Northumbria Police because of the several well-documented reports that they've had of genocide, and they have decided not to investigate. The problem with the investigation, once they investigate or they open up an investigation, obviously the science and the technicalities is damning. where Gateshead Council have built the whole of Gateshead into a microwave oven at radiation levels well over that 2012 1815 resolution. The law states 200 millivolts. We have got 600 minimum. I've got up to 2000 millivolts in homes. The people will die. It'll kill them. We have all of the evidence of transmitters with emitting that type of radiation in people's homes, killing them, alright, where they've developed cancers and died. We've got children dying, we've got children with nosebleeds. This is an assault on the people. The LED streetlights are illegal, they're a category 2, they will blind you. It's all part of a weapon system. Those police officers have watched the video. It states quite clearly what that lighting head is. It's only masquerading as a street light, and this is, as a matter of fact, a weapons system. Alright? The technology is experimental. It's in breach of the Nuremberg Code. That is a crime against humanity. We're talking big crimes here. You heard what the police officer said. It's not for him. Well, it is for him if he's going to uphold the law. If they're going to have any legitimacy in this country at all, then they have to uphold the law. You know what they swear an oath to uphold the law without fear or favour. But it seems some minor criminals at a local authority can break the law and they can get away with it. So it shows the corruption at these organisations and authorities. I mean, unbelievable. Now, somebody said about them coming here for something completely different. The police officer tried to say that, but that's like them attending an event, let's say a burglary or an attempted burglary, and they get in, there's a couple of dead bodies. There's been a murder committed. And they go, oh, it's not for us, we've only been reported, we've only come out because it's a burglary. It's too difficult for us. Well, no, it's not too difficult for them. All you have to do, as they've been requested on a number of occasions, is to send a senior investigating officer to my home, and I'll avail them of the information of the multiple crimes, the malfeasance in public office, the multiple crimes that have been committed by executives at the councils. Alright? I'm gathering the evidence. This is a breach of the Nuremberg Code. This is genocide. Absolutely. There is no confusion about the science. The technicalities in the science of that equipment is it is here to kill and subdue and harm the population. It has no other purpose. Those LED streetlights are toxic to life. They are life-threatening. The 450 nanometer specifically kills biological life. There's retina and retinal cell toxic. It's why people will start to go blind. We already have people who have damaged eyesight in the gated area. This radiation is accumulative, so the damage will just increase as every year goes by where it's been emitted. And obviously what's happening in Gateshead will now have a multi-million pound cover-up where they're removing the transmitters, the illegal transmitters, and that's obviously the reason they're upset about the breakdown of a light fitment that was sent to me to actually do a breakdown. Alright? Now, what we're uncovering is a crime. That is evidence that the police have decided is not for them. Well, it is their job. That's why we pay them. We pay them through our rates to protect and serve, not to protect and serve the elites at local councils. Or as soon as it gets a little bit difficult, it states quite clearly, without fear or favour, when are the police going to act against this crime against the people of this country? When are the police going to act? Or do we have to act and we have to uphold the law, because it is incumbent upon us, the people, to uphold the law of this country. If the police can't or won't act, then it is up to us. I'm telling everybody, 2020, it's time to act. If these characters who we pay won't act to uphold the law, then we must. That is the law. Now look at the state of this tree. Look at that. Look at it. See it all the bark peeling off. Look, get a little look round here. Look. That's what happens. That's why the trees are coming down. So you don't see that. You see that? Taking the skin off them. Look. Skins off all the trees there. Skins off this tree over here. Let's make sure it's not just the one. Then it, oh well, because we get a load of trolls. Tell me it's not that. Look. See that? The base is obviously the state of the bark. That's the radiation of them transmitters. Look. That's the transmitters. That's radiation. That's what it does. Kills them. Kills the trees. That's why they've got to come out. Right? I mean, all this nonsense with them travel through trees very well. That's millimetre waves. These are sub-gigahertz that travel through that tree, no problem. It's urban radar. Can't see your concrete and your brickwork. Look. See the stresses on the bark? Look, see all the bark coming off? See it breaking away there? All breaking away, look. Alright. But that one over there, that's the worst one by far. Right? Worst one by far. Quite telling, isn't it? There's the legal transmitter on there. That's the Harvard technology, experimental technology. 31,875. Not one, but on all the lights. They're illegal. Alright, on all the lights. The illegal fitment. The LED street lights, they're lethal as well. It's category 2. Should have a warning on there. No warning, see that? There's no warning on that light. Should be a warning on it to wear protective eyewear. Only criminals would be behind something like that, would they not? Criminal enterprise putting illegal, harmful technologies in the streets to harm you. Look, this state of that. That's what's happening to your trees. Think what it's doing to you. No wonder people are sick and dying. People are sick and dying. That's just a matter of fact. So the radiation levels that we're measuring in Gateshead are illegal. In people's bedrooms in particular. Look at the state of that bark. Right, this is all these transmitters. The illegal transmitters are being fitted covertly and secretly on the top of those lights. Alright? Totally and absolutely illegal. The LED street lights, experimental, illegal. Look at the state of the bark. Right? Look at the state of the bark. Look at it breaking off, stressed to death. And that's why they want to get the, that's why they want them out. So what I'm saying to people, contact your local police. This is genocide. This equipment's a weapon system. As I spoke the other day about the way it's cocked up, you see how there's no diffuser on these lights? They're cocked up for a reason. It causes glare. Alright, and that glare is absolutely what's going to damage you, right? 450 nanometers. So you can't hide from it. They're bare elements. You saw it on before. They're bare elements. Look, these are experimental. They're starting to change them now. They're trying to hide the crime, the genocidal plan. Alright, they're changing them out now. Right, but people need to be aware. Right, these are illegal fitments. Right, your councils have broken the law. They've carried out no environmental impact, health impact. It's part of a UN Resilient Cities agenda, and it is a genocidal plot. I'm not saying that the councils do that, because they are dim. But prove that, you know, that's pretty obvious, you know, that they are pretty dim, because they just think this is a street light. Well, I'm going to tell you now, it's not. It's part of a weapons deployment. It's part of a weapons deployment destroying all biological life. That's what your streetlights are capable of.
Wi-Fi connects us at home, at the coffee shop, and just about anywhere. By harnessing the 60 gigahertz millimeter wave band, Qualcomm Technologies takes that Wi-Fi experience to the 5G era with 60 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Similar to 5G using millimeter wave for cellular, 60 gigahertz Wi-Fi taps into unlicensed millimeter wave. It's like the Wi-Fi we're familiar with, but reimagined for multi-gigabit speed, extreme responsiveness, and unprecedented power efficiency. There are a lot of terms out there that might be confusing. 60 gigahertz Wi-Fi brings together powerful spectrum, robust standards, and the Wi-Fi brand backed by the Wi-Fi Alliance. We may be accustomed to needing that physical wire from our internet provider to get online. We won't need that with 60 GHz Wi-Fi. This provides highly responsive performance for mobile gaming, VR, screencasting, and productivity apps. Life-changing technology, like 60 GHz Wi-Fi, starts with Qualcomm Technologies. Our inventions fueled wireless innovation for more than 30 years, inspiring others to make the impossible possible. And with the extraordinary capabilities of 60 GHz Wi-Fi, the future of Wi-Fi in the 5G era looks exceptionally bright.
Go to sleep, little Earth.
Christ the King in Poland is said to be the tallest statue of Jesus in the world. Since 2010, it has loomed over the residence of Świebodzin, and it's apparently already getting some upgrades. Signal broadcasting equipment was recently spotted in the statue's crown, but no one's quite sure what's going on. According to a Polish news outlet, antennas have been installed on top of Jesus' head, and they obtained drone footage to get a good look at the equipment. According to the report, a source at an unnamed internet provider informed them that the antennas were a request from the parish, saying that the local church needed the network for a video surveillance system, adding that the agreement is completely legal. The article seems to imply that the parish might be involved in some sort of effort to monetize the space within the crown of Jesus, but it's all very uncertain. Maybe it's a miracle.
So, these are the lights what Gated Council put in a few years back. These are the ones that's been causing health problems to everyone. These are the lights which cost them £70 million to put in. These are the same lights what they've lied about, because they're more 5G antennas on the top. Phased array. So, they haven't come forward and said that we were correct. They've lied and slandered we. They've actually used the police to have me arrested, to shut me up, to talking about this. They've tried to send Mark Steele to jail on numerous occasions, trying to cover up this crime. So, I'm down the Team Valley here, and Gated Council are now starting to change the lights to these little lights. Now these are the same sort of lighting, it's just with the antenna taken off. It's a different sort, a different kind, a different model, should I say. Now I don't know how dangerous these things actually are, we'll have to get a meter reading, but I know that they're not safe. So Gated Council are just trying to scam everybody into thinking that now they've taken the antennas off, everybody will stop talking about it. Oh, there we go. This is what happens. This is what happens when you put microwave radiation in the air. The birds die. The pollinators die. That's a little blackbird there, a little crow, dead. So there's the lights, there with the old ones. Let's just zoom in on that there so you can see the antenna. See the little antenna on the top? So them are the lights at the heart. And this is the new style of lighting now. Still the same sort of type of light. See how they've just chopped the top of them and just added a bit. So Gateshead Council are just liars, total fraudsters, and we will be seeing them in court. We will have justice. But everybody, if it's down London, check out Mark Steele's page.
Mr. Rothschild, how you doing, sir? Can you tell us what went on at the Bilderberg meeting this year? Sorry? Can you tell us what went on at the Bilderberg meeting this year?
Has no legitimacy, and that we as a people are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve.
Well,
I mean, the Rothschilds family did start the federal, they divided Europe first, took over Europe, the Napoleon.
That's exaggerated.
I'm here to cover the 67th annual Bilderberg Conference, and I'm already noticing some very, very different things from previous years of my coverage. Namely, there is no indication in here whatsoever of where the Bilderbergers might be arriving and where they might be pulling out. In fact, in previous years, by this time, I would have already been scoping out the entire hotel. I would already have been there for days doing reconnaissance, but I just found out about this 48 hours ago and hopped on a plane, and I am here landing at the same time they are, and I don't see any indication of anything. So this is bizarre. So I'm gonna just continue to walk around and see if I can see some of these guys. We'll see what happens. How you doing, sir? Can you tell us why the Bilderberg is so secretive this particular year? And maybe...
These guys. Hello, how are you? We're journalists from America.
Wondering if we could just get a statement about Bilderberg and your attendance this year. Seems to be super secretive this time around. Do you have any statements, guys?
Just say no comment. No comment?
Welcome to Bilderberg, ma'am. Is this your first time at Bilderberg? Any kind of a comment?
Can you give us a comment about what's happening here at Bilderberg? What would you like to accomplish at this meeting? Any comment? You ever heard of the Bird Block?
Nothing again.
Comment about what you're doing here for Bilderberg? My name's Richard Aston.
What would you like to accomplish? Any comments, sir? Any comments at all, sir? Thank you for your comments, sir.
Have you ever heard the term perk walk? I do a lot of these videos a lot of times at Bilderberg. People say that this looks very much like a perk walk. It's when a guilty person kind of walks away, doesn't say anything.
Hello, sir. Come with us.
I'm sorry?
Do you know them? Yes.
Oh.
Close your camera, please. Close your camera, please.
All right. So we just got locked up in this little jail, basically, and we're currently detained. We're in jail. Mr. Schmidt, there's a lot of big tech people here this year. There were last year as well. And since then, we've seen the removal of a lot of conservative voices online. Is that stemming from discussions at Bilderberg?
What's your take, especially with your role that you played in the fake news kind of dialectic that you put out there with the nonprofits that you supported. You were close with Hillary Clinton, and there does seem to be some kind of actually collusion. believe this shit? Well, I'm asking you. You clearly do. Okay. Well,
Bye, guys.
let's
So
not curse here. We don't want this video
let's
to be
correct the
demonetized on YouTube.
Let's correct the narrative. What I mean,
Yeah, you can
does
correct-
Google
make-
have a
correct them.
political stance? Maybe that's
Enjoy your
completely
evening.
incorrect.
If we're incorrect, we would love to have a word from you to correct the record. Civilly,
Is
without
Google,
curse words.
a neutral company?
Well, he's no longer at Google. He's no longer at Alphabet. He left. Eric Schmidt, I just want to leave you the opportunity. If you ever want to have a clarification on the facts, we would love to hear you out. We would love to have any statement from you. We would love to open up a dialogue.
Everybody needs to get involved with this. Right? Obviously, Lee, victim from this particular technology, victim in a number of different ways. Threats from social services, threats from the police, threats from the council, number of threats, and obviously I've been there as well. Unfortunately for them, we're not the easily threatened type, as you can tell. Lee's a bit of a terrier, and I am an absolute terror. So the threats, we can stick them, don't you? Here's an interesting document. It's a sticker. It's a sticker that we've seen on a number of lampposts around the area, and what it actually says is it's a public notice. That public notice actually states quite clearly, right? No removal. Anybody that's seen should take a videotape of them. Anybody removes any of these from lampposts, because obviously 5G is an indictable crime. It's an offence. It's a crime against humanity. Anybody seen removing them, make sure, right, you record it. The reason you need to record it, right, is because they are criminals. All right, we are coming. Justice is coming, because we hate the people who break the law, and especially people who pretend to be upholding the law when in point of fact are doing the exact opposite. It's 180 degrees to reality. We've got these organisations rolling out this toxic technology on top of your 5G and LED streetlights. So those LEDs are dangerous. They are experimental, they are illegal and unlawful, and your local authority knows they are, because they've been warned by Public Health England. So nosebleeds, bad heads, sore eyes, anybody that wants to get information about being part of the resistance, because we are the resistance to this crime, because nobody's coming to help. We have to help ourselves. The police aren't helping, nobody's interested, right, because they're out to lunch. They're that busy counting their money at the end of the month, right? They've got no time to protect the public. The whole thing's a sham, it's a scam. And not only that, I've spoken to a number of police officers very concerned about this. They haven't got the authority to do anything, because they do as they're told, merchants, right? Do as you're told, keep your mouth shut and keep your job. Well, guess what? This'll kill them, it'll kill their kids, it'll kill their pets and their dogs. Their dogs and cats are already dying of cancer. The chips they put inside them, right, it causes a focusing of the microwave radiation and causes cancer. Now, I want to show everybody something. This is a military document, all right, and that document, what it says, base level, all right, electromagnetic center frequencies radiation, all right. These are US military organizations, right, who use electromagnetic fields, right, in their research. What I'm going to show you, the back of the document, because I do have the full document, what it actually states there, RF weapons. So anybody that tells me that those things that have been fitted to the streetlights in Gateshead aren't a part of a weapon system, go and get your head washed out. Go and sort your napper out, because I'm telling you now, right, you don't know what you're talking about. Unfortunately for Gateshead Council, as was found in a court by a judge, I'm an expert. What a big problem. Isn't it strange? I live in Gateshead, I'm an expert, and they've just rolled out part of a weapon system, an illegal, unlawful weapon system on top of you. So you can understand, it's a bit embarrassing. And they are outside of their comfort zone. Well, guess what? We're coming, but you need to come. People need to get involved. Everybody needs to get involved. Believe us, that, listen, they are outside their comfort zone. They've broken the law. They've broken every single law. Precautionary principle. This technology is dangerous. Do not believe anything you're told. Public Health England, criminal enterprise, telling people that 5G is safe. It's a lie. Public Health England have already stated councils around the country the LED streetlights are risky to your children. Barcelona doubled the breast and the prostate cancer. It's only been in for 3 years. The exposure to that optical radiation will harm you. It's already harmed the living biological structure, so small pollinators, moths, all dead, all outside the lights. Lee, unfortunately, his family suffering significant health issues because he's surrounded by this radiation, this illegal radiation. Non-ionizing radiation is lethal. Do not let these characters tell you that it's safe. I'm lying to you. It's a mass deception on the people. It's really important that everybody gets involved. The Save Us Now site, go and send an email. It's info@saveusnow.org.uk. 3 documents, very important. Those documents will explain how to use social media, how not to use social media, because obviously that's our adversary's battle space. Don't want anybody getting the story out, so you have to use it in a clever way. So use your social media in a clever way, but the most important thing is talk, tell, text. Tell people, get in the street, get in their face and show them and tell them, do your research. The 5G Apocalypse documentary, massive. It's had over 10 million views across the country, across the world, sorry. It's had 10 million views across the world. It is growing every day. People are waking up. In Bali, there was a significant number of kings and leaders from around the world have just had a mass meeting there, right? From the same guy who organised that documentary. So they've organised a seating. It's the International Tribunal for Natural Justice, the ITNJ. They've actually had a seating and they're talking about the biosphere and about how 5G is an attack on us and all living things. This is real. Wake up. Wake up. We're trying to save people. The only way we can save people, you must wake up. These lots have the intent to harm you. And what I mean by these lots, ignorance will kill you. And it'll kill you very soon. We've got kids up here dying of heart cancer. That heart cancer is only attributed to that phased array radar that they fitted on the lights. We've got kids getting brain cancer. We've got 2 adults in a street behind me, brain cancer. We're talking about significant numbers of people who are going to die over the next couple of years. We've got to stop it now. We haven't got time. So send the email. We'll send you the documents, the 3 documents. You must read them. It is a pathway, a significant pathway. It helps you to explain it to other people. The reason why this is so complicated, now a lot of people don't get it, it is deliberate. It's deliberate so that it's complicated so you don't get it. But I'm going to tell you this. If you want to survive, if you want to get your pension, if you want to live over the next 5 to 10 years without serious mental health issues, dementia, losing your mind, mental health problems to the point where you're actually on drugs, which that's what you want on. They want you subdued so you can't think. It's so you don't know where your next meal tickets come from. We've seen it through the social care, the systems that's smashing the whole system to bits, that's stealing your democracy. Not one single councillor in Gateshead has actually replied to this man. He's been to see his MP. They're ignoring him. They're ignoring the assault on his children. They've ignored me. I mean, I can imagine why they ignored me, because I can't be a bit abrasive. But we've got this. We've got a guy here who's written to local authorities. Yeah, he's had the police at his home. He's been threatened by them to shut him up. All you want to do is shut him up. Well, Lee's not the type of guy to be shut up, and neither am I. And unfortunately, we're only 2. What we need is more, thousands of people to do the same as what we're doing. The path's been set. Get on the path. Get the information. Start taking action. It's action time. It's not time to sit back on a keyboard. All right? That's part of it. Getting the information out. But let's just get to it. All right?